everyone, ring the bell. This is Diaz.
Paloma Star, the Sriracha Muchacha.
We have a special guest, Phil Lindsay from Belle to Bells.
I'm back.
Executive editor of Belle to Bells here to help us with the news and rumor segment. This weekend we have NXT TakeOver Portland. And what matches do we have? We have NXT Women's Championship match between Bianca Belair, the EST, and Rhea Ripley.
This is my brutality!
What do you think, Joey? Our prediction.
I think everyone knows Rhea.
Yeah.
Bianca might win with DQ. And then we have a street fight match between Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox.
Shiniest wizard.
Is she now?
Well, that's her finisher name.
Oh, got it. Do you think Candice LeRae's gonna be nosy again?
Maybe, probably. That's like Candice LeRae's gimmick, is just to show up to a match holding something random and insert herself into the storyline, which I'm not mad at.
There is a little spoiler for this weekend's TakeOver. So the big plan is for, I mean, it's pretty like obvious to be honest if you watch WWE, but the Queen, Charlotte Flair, is gonna interfere the match between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley.
They've been dragging it out, so I mean, I figured
You seem really unhappy about not getting the answer from Charlotte.
because I feel like if you're going to do the Rumble thing and you're gonna have her win, it just almost feels like, oh, we didn't have a plan, so let's string this along for a few weeks until a plan comes out.
Okay, I am not mad because I think Bianca deserves that little hope that she might be the one being challenged by Charlotte.
I just don't like when they try to clearly advertise NXT like we're not gonna watch it anyway.
But they don't. They keep losing the AEW for ratings, which is surprising to be honest. They need a little hook.
Okay, so whenever you win the Royal Rumble, you get to choose who you're gonna face, what championship you're gonna face. And I think that was completely out the window.
Yeah.
Now that we're waiting for Charlotte to accept the challenge, like that's really weird. It's backwards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole point of you winning the Rumble is for you to challenge one of the champions, and now you're the one being challenged. That's what I'm confused about, and I don't like that part at all.
Yeah.
And I also don't like too that Bianca Belair is kind of being diminished, not because of anything she did by any means, but just because the progression of this storyline. And like you said, we're kind of like, oh well, we know what's gonna happen unless there's this huge swerve, which will be awesome. I just really don't want her to lose her status because Bianca is a star.
Also, Bianca is doing everything she can to steal the spotlight because she did steal the spotlight on Wednesday.
She did.
She was like, I'm gonna pop these bitches. I'm gonna make it all about me. And she did. We're all wondering, where's the IIconics? Iconic. Anyway, there's a news about Iconic whereabouts of IIconics. The news before was that they went to Australia to help out with the forest fires. According to Dave Meltzer, they are currently pulled off TV for the repackaging.
Interesting.
So they will be back, but they're currently going through some like repackaging process. What do we think of this?
I'm really interested to see what this repackaging is, because as we've seen before, usually when they repackage somebody, it's pretty similar to what they were before, i.e. Liv Morgan, i.e. Emelina. Is it going to be completely different? Or is it they going to go back to kind of their more like NXT days where it was kind of like Poison Ivy and like the Maleficent?
Oh, Maleficent. Was she Maleficent? Yeah.
I liked them how they were.
That's the thing. I liked them how they were. I think they were so effective. They're so funny. Just because they're funny doesn't mean they have to be weak, right? Like Lay Cool did it really well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That it's just WWE's fault. I don't know why they're repackaging it because it's like so funny and good already.
Usually when you hear repackaging, that's attached to someone who doesn't have a good character. They already have great characters. And I think the only thing they're missing is letting them wrestle. Just let them wrestle and show them as competent tag teams.
And they can wrestle. That's the thing. If they use them correctly, I think they could be huge stars in WWE.
Yeah, I think so too, for sure. And I love their banter. I love their natural chemistry that they have. So whatever they come up back with, I hope they don't take that away from them, because that's such a refreshing thing to see them be like play back and forth with each other.
Now this is a big news. It is reported by WrestleVotes that the Bella Twins is one of the confirmed names backstage for this year's WWE Hall of Fame. This has been the rumor that has been floating around since the first two inductees were announced in December. As for any Bella Twins news, there has been a lot of back and forth. A lot of fans are super excited, where the other group of fans are saying there are a lot of more women that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame before Bella Twins.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Jake Smith here from Golden Memories on the Ring the Bell channel. Obviously, I'm a huge Bella Twins fan. If any of you don't know, Nikki's handwriting, that's right. But yeah, there's a lot of controversy going around. You know, I've seen a lot of people making arguments that they don't deserve it, and I had to say, hold the up, because why would they not? They worked their asses off. It's not their fault for years they were stuck being the valet for celebrity guest hosts or anything like that. It's not like it's something they asked to do. They wanted to wrestle. They improved, they got better in the ring, and they were pretty memorable. In 2011, Brie Bella was Divas Champion. In 2012, Nikki Bella was Divas Champion, and they left the company for a little bit to pursue their own things. A lot of people are really pissed off because of the men they've dated as well. I'm not sure why that plays any factor. You don't see people making this argument with Michelle McCool. You don't see people making this argument with Beth Phoenix or any women who have dated wrestlers in the past. So I'm not sure why it's any different with the Bellas. You know, like, wrestlers date each other all the fucking time. Get over it. The Bellas worked their asses off. They came back to WWE for Total Divas. I'm not sure what people's problem with Total Divas either. Honestly, I have met a lot of incredible fans who started watching wrestling because of the show. It really opened up audiences to something more, and it showed wrestling in a different light. Let's be honest, there is a negative stereotype with wrestling. People think it's trashy, people think it's stupid, but this turned on wrestling to a mainstream audience. My friends knew who the wrestlers were. They don't give a shit, they don't watch wrestling, but they knew who the Bellas were. They knew who Natalya was. They knew who the Total Divas were. Total Divas helped bring in new fans and a new audience. So if people want to discredit them for that, that's their own problem. Nikki broke her neck, had surgery, and came back. And the fact that she came back and worked a program and had some of the best matches of her career on SmackDown, that's miraculous. That's a Hall of Fame induction worthy moment. Brie Bella worked her ass off as well. She had great matches with Charlotte Flair and other women along the way while Nikki was out, and she had an incredible retirement at WrestleMania 32. I agree, there are other women who maybe should have come in before. I don't like that they do things kind of out of order. I get, like, by date, like, you know, Victoria should be in, Mickie James should be in, hell, there's women of the 80s that should be in. But we all know now, WWE does not induct people like that. Come on, people, like, calm down. We know everyone will get their time to shine, and we know everyone will have their moment. But for now, let's celebrate someone going into the Hall of Fame. Don't waste our time tearing them down because you don't necessarily agree.
Hey guys, it's Iridian Fierro from Rest Friends, and honestly, I could not be more excited. These women are so amazing, and I've loved them since day one that I saw them in the WWE. They really inspired a whole generation, not only of women, but of people to be inspired and to be interested not only in the WWE, but outside of the WWE. And they are fantastic at everything that they do. They really made themselves a brand outside of the WWE as well, with their clothing line, with their wine, with their podcast, their YouTube channel, Dancing with the Stars. Like, honestly, they've done it all, and they are fantastic. I love them both so much. Honestly, I hope this rumor is true, but I really want them to get inducted next year when I go to WrestleMania, because I wouldn't want to miss out on being there. But if they do get inducted this year, props to them. I love them so much, and there's so many people that are deserving, but I really think that this is the time for the Bellas.
There's the news about WWE's the whole situation with changing the name of the titles. Previously, we reported that WWE was slowly dropping women from the name of the NXT Women's title, and then maybe they were gonna, like, do that on the main roster. They basically dropped it. They're again calling NXT Women's Championship as NXT Women's Championship.
I'm not opposed to that. I mean, it was kind of weird that they even wanted to take away the women's win. If anything, add men's NXT champion and women's NXT championship. Yeah. But I just thought they're like, oh wow, I did not expect to get this much backlash. Let's step away. Let me backpedal a little bit. They don't need a why change it?
I think once Becky put her post out, it made it look weird because we're doing this, and then Becky was like, I didn't want you guys to go that far.
Yeah.
That whole thing was really weird.
It was. I feel like it was a lot of time and effort spent on, like, something that was like, so I feel like there's way bigger fish to fry or more things to focus on.
But honestly, I don't hate how they kind of tested out in NXT and see how people felt and kind of went back. I mean,
that's fine. You don't know if it's going to work unless you try it, so.
And Triple H spoke on this during a media call for TakeOver Portland. He said there were conversations had about this topic, and that when there's so many people working on this product, something gets taken the wrong way and everybody's just trying to do their job. He mentioned that there was no edict for showing a graphic of a woman. There's really no point of saying the women's championship and the graphic saying women, announcer talking about women's match, commentators talking about it's a women's division. It's really kind of parallels what Becky Lynch said, but it does seem like he is admitting that there has been some miscommunication when it comes to actually implementing implementing this change. And speaking of this, let's just jump onto AEW for a little bit, because they also did something which didn't really work out, so they like completely pulled out. Remember the Nightmare Collective? I don't know, like that's the vibe. Basically,
you know the vibes.
So Brandi Rhodes, Awesome Kong, Mel, and what's the other one?
You mean Japanese hardcore legend Luther?
Okay, Luther. They were the Nightmare Collective, and apparently it's dropped because Brandi Rhodes released this video of her like burning Nightmare Collective stuff.
She's been doing these therapy sessions on her own page, which she said she was filming herself.
Also, she's not actually getting therapy.
No. Okay. Oh my God, you're pulling the curtain back.
They've been slowly killing the Nightmare Collective after that tag match. And then at AW Dark, Kong was taken out by Mel and Luther. It was probably to film the season 4 of Glow, right?
Correct. That's what the rumor is. Brandi was recently on Wrestling Observer News with Brian Alvarez. She just spoke about how the angle came about, whose idea it was, and a lot of people thought it was Brandi's idea. Turns out it was Kong's idea, and she just worked along with it as her manager, and then it kind of changed into this cult that we know now.
Because she originally said it was supposed to be just her and Kong collecting hair, which I wasn't too against. I thought it was like a cool idea. Yeah, snatching women bald. Yeah. I was like, okay, fine.
I guess Kong wasn't feeling up to wrestling anymore, so she was slowly getting taken out of the angle. And then I don't think Brandi was feeling the direction of it, so I think once Kong was off TV, it gave her a good chance to just kind of back away.
Yeah, so they brought in Serena Deeb and Luther to help out.
Mel.
They brought in Mel and Luther to help out with Awesome Kong's physical situation, where Brandi did talk about how she was not physically 100% to perform. Right. They dropped it because they weren't feeling it.
I guess it's better to drop it now and before it keeps on going and it just turns into bad or just terrible. I feel like it didn't really give it a chance to see where it would go, but I get it.
I feel like it was a good call to just cut it now.
Yeah, I mean, AEW is doing a lot of these where they're just kind of tweaking as it goes.
Yeah.
I don't see librarians anymore.
That is true.
Yeah.
Where have they been?
They're just kind of dropping a lot of things that's not working and slowly building up to what's good.
I think they're just throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks and going from there.
And then Britt Baker's Evil Dentist is working.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's the other thing. I think that's what makes it easier for them to pull it away because she's so good as a heel right now that they can take this other heel thing they were doing and say, we can scrap.
And there was a lot of groups and factions in AEW.
Yeah. A lot of cults.
Yeah.
The Nightmare Collective walked out, but on NXT, someone walked out in a disagreement with WWE. Who is it? The Papi.
Latinas do it better. Papi.
Latinas do it better?
The Latinas do it better. You do it. Wait, you do it. Latinas do it better. Papi.
So awkwardly staring into the camera.
Anyway, she walked out. She walked out of WWE Performance Center because she had a disagreement with WWE with the payment, I'm guessing? Most at the WWE Performance Center that the news spoke with said it's financially motivated. So she walked out because she was not getting paid what she was worth. And Taynara has been in WWE for like 3 years now, right?
Yeah, I think this is the first Mae Young Classic. I think it's kind of unprofessional for you to walk out. Like, you're under contract, so like, you know, you're breaking contract when it comes to that. You're not gonna get anything now, you know, like how you get more bees with honey, but why are you doing that? And also, so many people would kill to be in her spot. I know I would, you know, and I feel kind of like, I get it, speak up, feel like what you deserve and say it, but I feel like there's a way to do it, and I don't think this is the way to do it at all. And what I've noticed is the comments, like when I was reading the news about this, a lot of people were like, oh, okay. A lot of people were kind of indifferent about it, or even commenting on how she hasn't really improved in the ring. I guess that's what everybody's opinion was.
Maybe she saw what happened with Casey Catanzaro. The news was that she quit.
Yeah, and then she came back.
Guessing maybe there was talk about getting her a better deal. I don't know. That's a complete speculation. But maybe because there were a lot of news going around with Revival and a lot of the talents in WWE where they are unhappy, and the WWE has been offering like shit ton of money.
Yeah.
The thing that's interesting about that is you're right. A lot of people are looking at NXT as that's the place to be. So this is like the first time we've seen someone like really complain about being on NXT roster.
That's true.
It kind of leads me to believe that maybe there are other people that are unhappy. I don't think that she's the only one. So for her to take such a drastic step and walk away, I think it's kind of a huge deal because NXT's kind of looked at us like this, like land of milk and honey at the moment.
True. I think it's a conversation that's going to pop up up more, especially because NXT is on TV now and they're viewed as the same as Raw and SmackDown. Right. But again,
they probably don't get paid.
Right, exactly. And also, there's so many people in NXT and Performance Center, which they were all like top of the indie games. So a lot of them will have to figure out how to exist there together. I don't know. Like share their star power with everyone else.
Exactly. It's kind of like they're used to being like a big fish in a small pond, and now you're a big fish in an even bigger pond. So it's kind of like having, like you said, finding your spot and seeing where you belong.
Do you feel like there should be another developmental show where developmental people can actually show their skills while NXT is now like for more prepared talent? I don't even know like how.
That is a good point because like you said, NXT was where you would go and get experience, where you would get work out in the crowd. If it's not perfect, there's still time to tweak it. But now NXT is such in a spotlight that I feel it's kind of hard to do that. But maybe that's what NXT live events are for.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I'm currently going through salary negotiations.
So you're gonna walk out like.
I'm feeling it. Maybe. Maybe I'll take a little page out of Taynara. Papi. This is the news for Paloma. Kelly might return WWE on a semi-regular basis.
Oh my god, I am so excited!
During a podcast, Jerry Lawler podcast, of course Jerry Lawler asked all about Kelly and what she's up to. And Kelly said she might return to WWE in a semi-regular basis.
Okay. You guys know I just do this on purpose now.
I wonder what role she has.
I don't know, but bias aside, she was a very specific type of wrestler, and she did have a spot at her time when she was there. But with the caliber of athletes and wrestlers that we have now in the roster, I do not know how her spot will fit in with the rest of them.
Yeah.
See, that was a nice thing for me to say.
She was, and she still is, super popular.
Yeah. What about if she's like a brand ambassador for women's wrestling, for WWE, kind of like
Eve Torres does a lot.
Yeah, and like even like Titus O'Neil for some reason too does a lot of like ambassador.
Does a lot. Bella Twins does
exactly.
a lot. Yeah.
So even if she's like that, I think she'd be a really, really good spot for that because she is very popular. She did get a huge pop when she came back. But in-ring wise, I do not know where she would fit in with that.
That's true. Just off the NXT thing, I mean, NXT is so crowded right now. I would think they would be calling people up to NXT instead of bringing like a legend back.
What if Kelly goes on Mae Young Classic?
I mean, that would make for some interesting matchups.
Where can Kelly fit? For example, Maria. Back in early 2000s, she was just that ditzy interviewer. When she came back, she was so good as manager.
It's amazing.
She was explosive. So for a little bit, she was used. Yeah. I don't know if Kelly has that range. I want to see it if she does. She's just so popular. I'm interested to see what she does. Let's go talk about Simone Johnson.
Last name of Johnson. Fill us in, Phil. See what I did there?
Dwayne Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Simone Johnson.
Dwayne. I mean, Johnson's kind of a common name. When I first read the headline of like Simone Johnson signs for WWE, I'm like, who?
Simone Johnson. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Apparently she's full-time now. She's been training part-time since last year.
Yeah, there was a report about it, yeah.
I mean, I think it's exciting because this is the first fourth generation.
Wow.
Oh, that's true.
So it's exciting. I'm excited to see where her character's going to be. I mean, I hope they don't play too much on, her lineage, but I think it's cool. I think it's cool because it's something different. We see a lot of wrestlers with lineage from like Charlotte, and it's cool to see like a woman of color whose lineage is all totally.
Yeah, she's 18 now, so she has a lot of room to improve, and she's been training since last year with a lot of top stars in WWE, of course.
I just hope that she's actually doing it because she wants to and like loves it, as opposed that she feels like she needs to or has to because of who her family is. And I feel like that will really show in your work. Like, it's a big difference of somebody who wants and loves wrestling as opposed to like, oh, I'm just going through the motions. So I really hope she's there because she wants to be there, and I think that's going to be like the big difference in her. I'm looking forward to see what comes up.
Also, NXT just signed the new referee, and she is the first ever black female referee. Do you know much about Aja?
She's awesome. She's an amazing wrestler. I've been on a couple of shows with her, which actually kind of surprised me that she got hired on as a referee. But I'm like, have you guys seen how good she is? She's awesome. She's very charismatic, very, very vibrant. I mean, if I got offered that WWE referee position, sign me up. I get to travel. I'm employed by WWE, and I don't get to beat up my body as much. Hell yeah. So happy for her. It's great to see so many women of color breaking down barriers left and right. She's making history.
Yeah, I guess she tried out as a referee. She came to try out before. It's still really interesting. I'm still not sure what to make of it because when it first came about, we thought she was coming in for wrestling. So it's kind of hard to get past, oh, she's going to wrestle. Then it's like, oh, wait, she's not wrestling. But I think it's great because she's already made so much history as a black woman. I mean, she's the first Shine Nova champion. She's the first black Shine tag team champion. And now she's the first black female referee.
So she's a very accomplished wrestler.
She really is. Yeah, she's really good too. She had like a cute little like almost alien outer space gimmick. She's really good. Recommend checking out some Aja matches if you haven't. And also I thought it was really cool too how Jessica Carr, which is female SmackDown referee, how she did congratulate her, but she was also a wrestler too. But I don't think a lot of people knew as much as her, Kennedy Brink being a wrestler, as much as Aja. But I think it's kind of cool that they are getting people who are already familiar with wrestling business and how it works. Because there's a lot going on in wrestling match that even the referee has to notice and keep up to and relate messages to the wrestlers. So I think it's smart of them to get wrestlers to do it. Of course, any wrestler would much rather be a wrestler than a referee. But I mean, why not? Plus, you already know what's going on, and they don't have to like train them from square one. They already know for the most part what's going on.
Lastly, let's talk about Alexa Bliss. She's getting a lot of loves.
Bowling for soup randomly.
All these like pop stars?
I mean, I wouldn't say pop star.
First of all, she got a new boyfriend. Who is it?
Ryan Cabrera.
Okay. Well, I literally don't know who that is.
You're not missing out. Okay, wait. Honestly, he was like a kind of popular in the early 2000s, had like one song and dated Ashley Simpson.
Do they match together well?
I mean, they're both kind of like, look like each other, kind of. I don't know. I sometimes feel like a lot of times like couples end up like looking like brother and sister, and it kind of trips me out.
Bowling for Soup. You are a big fan of them.
I mean, I wouldn't say big fan of them, but they're kind of like my guilty pleasure because I like really like some of their songs and like know every word from them for some reason.
Okay.
But it's one of those bands that you're like, oh, I didn't realize they sang that song. And I actually seen them in concert before at the Warped Tour. They have another song where they reference wrestling, so I thought it was kind of cool and random.
Okay.
But this just came out of nowhere.
Let's watch this music video. Talk about how we feel about it.
It's like Weird Science.
What is Weird Science?
The movie with Kelly Cabron?
It's whenever two nerdy dudes basically make their own women.
So I used to have the life-size cutout of Trish Stratus.
That's awesome.
And nobody knew that I was gay.
So random.
This is so cheesy.
I mean, they put Alexa in a difficult situation because they're like kids. They're kids.
That's why they're playing pool. That's why she's driving them around. You know,
it's kind of awkward.
Playing foosball, some age-appropriate stuff.
Are both of these kids taller than her?
It looks like that.
Would it be less awkward if it was like full-grown men, or is it? I don't know.
Would it be more awkward?
It would be worse.
They're playing Uno. See. Wholesome fun.
That is not believable. I do not believe the one black kid in the room is bad at Uno. No. I don't believe that. God, lie.
And be yelling and throwing
really?
down. Uno gets really intense.
Oh, she's into Kiss.
You want me to believe this black guy is also bad at dancing and cannot play Uno? False.
This part, it's Metroplex Wrestling. That's a company out of Dallas, and I've actually wrestled that girl before. Her name's Alabama. Get it? Like Alabama.
Alabama?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because she's like a southern girl. She comes out with like champagne. She's a dangerous dame. It's like Alabama.
Oh.
Apparently Alexa Bliss has magical powers.
Are there other good wrestling music videos? Remember the one that Kelly and Brooke Adams was on?
Yeah, I do remember.
Before me. What was that?
AJ Styles is in a country music video, and he's seen as like the eye candy. He's not wrestling or anything. He's just like the eye candy in
really?
The music.
There's also a music video with Velvet Sky in it.
As a
mom. So I asked her if she wants to be a mom. She was like, no. There's the one with Trish and Mickey James in it. Where Trish chick kicks like Mickey's boyfriend or something.
I think What Culture has actually a countdown of like music of wrestlers who win music videos.
We should do that. Let's do that.
Isn't the Rockin' one?
Well, that is this week's supersized news and rumor. We discussed a lot of random stuff. But yeah, that was a fun time.
It was fun.
If you want to read more in-depth news, go to Belle to Bells. Where can you find you, Phil?
You can find me on Twitter at PhilDeal616, and you can find my writing at PhilTheBells.com.
You can find me. I'm gonna bust this out again, and still the Women's War Champion with my jacket at Paloma Star on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can find me at DS Shin and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter. All right, bye.